Thank you for joining us tonight. We are live. It is Friday night. Every Friday night we come live, have a little bit of fun. We taking calls tonight, Larry, or what?
No.
Got it. I guess no calls tonight. All because somebody didn't do something. Somebody didn't plug in a wire somewhere. I don't know.
But we need calls, Rich. This show needs calls.
We'll get them. It's only our second one.
But we need them, man.
The show lives on calls. Hello.
In an undisclosed location.
In Irvine, California.
There you go, something like that. Well, Irvine's pretty much undisclosed, right?
Irvine's a big place. I lived in Irvine as a kid. I think there was like 70,000 people. Now there's like 250,000 people living in the city of Irvine. Well, it's that spread out.
This used to be nothing but a big agricultural land.
Orange
That's all
groves.
it was. I won't call it wasteland. They grew all kinds of stuff out here, John. Legal and illegal products here in Irvine.
Was that like the Angel Stadium outfield?
Hey, only after a Rolling Stones concert or something like that.
Can you believe that? That's a true story, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. Dodger Stadium, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
After those concerts, man, all kinds of funny plants are growing out in center field, right field, left field, behind the plate, everywhere. But that's neither here nor there.
Funny that the groundskeepers would just kind of mow around those plants and not remove them. But, you know.
They were manicuring them, man. They're waiting for those things to get ripe. Anyways, guys, let's pick up where we left off last week. Of course, Tom Flores did make the Hall of Fame cut. He will be inducted, I believe, this August. That's right. Let's hear it for Tom. Listen, 4 Super Bowls, all the things he's done. I don't know why it took so long. John, like I said before, and I told the coach last week, you look at the resumes of some of these guys in the Hall, and they're nowhere near Flores. None.
Look, he is so deserving, and that's why we as a group, as a radio program, as a TV program, we've been behind Coach Flores forever. I mean, Rich, you're a Raider fan, obviously.
That's right.
I'm not. But I stand behind the fact that he's a good man, and his numbers alone make him worthy. And, you know, it's too bad that it took this long to get in, but at least he's in. And let me tell you, there's going to be a big party in Canton, Ohio, because Tom is so excited to be there. He's finally with his peers, right where he should be.
We already got our reservations made, press credentials, ready to go and hang out with the Hall of Famers. Peyton Manning going into this class, Rod Woodson. I mean, they got some really big names.
And don't forget, Rich, we're going to be there when they're inducting the class of 2020 and the class of 2021.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of festivities in Canton. It's going to be August 5th through the 9th. Of course, you have the Hall of Fame game, but there's going to be 2 phenomenal classes inducted, and we're just really happy for Coach Tom Flores. Very well deserving.
And with us running around Canton, potential for all kinds of mayhem.
Rich might be the guy that runs on the field like he did at the Super Bowl. Wasn't that you, Rich?
No,
okay.
I don't do that. That's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't want to make those security people look silly. I mean, you see this one kid ran out there. I've seen some of these things, and they could not catch this kid. He just couldn't catch him. They should have signed him. They should have. Let's get into the Super Bowl stuff now. John, congratulations. High five, brother.
There you go, man. There you go.
There we go. Of course, John and I were the only 2 that stuck with Tampa Bay from the get-go. We knew once that Tampa Bay rolled into the playoffs, they were ready to win this thing, and they did. We both parlayed big, put all our money in some offshore account in the Caribbean, so we're good right now. Matter of fact, we don't even have to do this show.
We don't. We're just here for the fun of it because we enjoy the show, but I do want to gloat a little bit because I did pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bob didn't. And Bob was staunch Kansas City,
Bob
brother.
So, Bob, what happened to your
Larry, too.
What happened to your Kansas City Chiefs, Bob?
Well, first of all, they're not my Kansas City Chiefs. I can't stand the Kansas City Chiefs, but I did think they'd win this football game. But man, just talk about a no-show, just an absolute no-show in this game. And I don't know what it was, but nobody that offensive line looked like Swiss cheese, man. That might as well have been the 3 of us out there on that offensive line because they didn't do a darn thing protecting Mahomes in that game.
It would have been much worse. Mahomes would have been dead if we were out there, probably.
Not
Bob.
me. Talk for yourself, guys. I would have kept them all out. Would have kept Shaquille out. I would have kept everybody out.
Here's the one thing that was really disappointing. When you looked at these teams on paper, they matched up almost identical. Kansas City was averaging 30 points a game, Tampa Bay 29. Both defenses were giving up 22 points a game. So in essence, a 3-point spread made perfect sense because they matched up well. And then to have a 31-9 blowout, just not have the Chiefs show up, that was a little bit surprising. But I did pick Tampa, and Tom Brady puts on his 7th ring. That's incredible. How many do you have, Rich? You have 8, right?
I have 8.
Yeah, Brady's chasing rings. That's about it.
That's just NFL rings. That's just NFL rings. Got to hand it to Tom Brady. You got all the haters out there. They're still hating. A lot of it's political, if you can believe that crap. But you got to hand it to the guy. I'm not a big Brady fan. You guys all know our history with that guy. But you know what? When he broke away from the New England Patriots, broke away from Bill Belichick, went to a team that had a losing record last year. Were they 7-9 last year or something like that? Tampa Bay. Comes in, puts in a few players, motivates everybody, and they win the title. That tells me that Brady's leadership was really missed by New England.
Absolutely.
Badly missed.
And look, let's not forget, with Tom Brady in New England, I don't really think New England would have done much this season anyways. They had a ton of their guys opt out pre-COVID. They really never put a lot of pieces around Tom Brady to begin with. He goes to Tampa Bay, who had Jameis Winston last year, and he goes in there, he takes command of the locker room, and they just win. You get Tom Brady in the playoffs, anything can happen with that guy. We were talking about this off the air. He's been to the Super Bowl, every other year in his career, statistically?
Just like the Lakers under Jerry Buss in the finals every other year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just obscene to go to the Super Bowl that many
here's
times.
the problem. I told you guys the problem with New England. New England doesn't want to pay anybody. I don't know what the hell's going on with Robert Kraft, but why don't you just pay your players? Nobody stays there because nobody gets paid there. I don't care how well you do. And Brady didn't get paid either.
That is absolutely correct.
I think his highest season he got was $16 million. Really? He got
25 million, I believe, was his largest payday there.
That was the last one out, and that was just like a thank you for whatever. Everybody else gets twice that.
But don't forget, Tom Brady did that so they could bring in other pieces around him. Look, if you have a football team and your quarterback is taking over the majority of that salary cap, chances are there's no pieces in place. That's why these teams that have these quarterbacks, in the last year of their contract, that's when they have to win. Because once they're up for a new contract, you can't afford to bring them all back.
Well, look at Mahomes, for example. $50 million bonus, baby, all right? He gets $50 million a season right now. Kansas City's doing fine. They're in the second time they went to the Super Bowl, It's not their fault Tom Brady was standing in their way, and that's what happened. Brady stood in their way. If you listen to every player on that Tampa team, not one of them had a bad thing to say about Tom Brady. Not one.
No, they were all thanking him for the opportunity to play for the Bucs. If you saw them after the Super Bowl running on the field, they were hugging Tom, saying, "Thanks for having me, Tom." Like he owns the team. Tom's like, "Oh, it was my pleasure." I mean,
he was the GM this year.
Pretty much, it goes to tell you that putting Tom Brady somewhat in control isn't a bad idea. Because look at all the talent you could reel in. I mean, look.
Fournette.
I mean, he's a very, very, very talented
Nobody
back.
wanted him. They waived him. They got two teams. Two teams got rid of him.
Yep, so,
I mean, he ended up.
One
Tampa
team,
Bay.
Jacksonville cut him.
That's right. Yeah,
Jacksonville cut him, and then Tampa Bay picks him up.
And,
look, Tampa Bay was smart because we all know that at the end of the season, you got to have a good run game and a strong defense. Tampa was really smart. They had that dual rushing attack with Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. Those are two really good running backs, and their offensive line did what they needed to do, and that was the difference in that Super Bowl.
And Fournette was fresh because, again, he sat most of the early in the season. I had him on my fantasy football team.
Oh, that must have been brutal.
It was terrible. And then I get rid of him for a week, and he gets like 50 points. I'm like, oh, man, I got to get him back now. And then
how'd you like to draft him thinking he was going to be your stud? That he doesn't even play for the first half of the season.
I did draft him thinking he was going to. I didn't draft him number one, but he was in my, in my upper echelon. So, Bob, what do you think about that? About Brady and what he did this season?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking John again. John just.
Okay, good.
We just got John's
Good.
take. What's your take there, Bob?
Look, Brady showed up and they won a Super Bowl. Of course, they're all thanking Brady. Of course they are, because this guy's the difference. I mean, I hate to say it because you're right.
We don't like.
I don't know. Unless you're a diehard New England or Tampa Bay fan, you really don't like Tom Brady. But the guy showed up. They won a Super Bowl. What else are you going to attribute it to? I mean, a lot of the same guys were there from the year before. But if you upgrade from Jameis Winston to Tom Brady, that's enough to win you a Super Bowl right there, Parrot.
But do you think any other quarterback could have gone in there and commanded the same results? Like Matthew Stafford. If Matthew Stafford was with the Bucs, you think they win the Super Bowl?
Matthew Stafford's, a borderline, top echelon quarterback in this league. So I don't think Matthew Stafford will go in and do that. But there's a couple of guys. Aaron Rodgers is on that list. There's only a select few guys I think could go. I don't even think Deshaun Watson.
Bob, you're giving Rodgers way too much credit. I do not think for a minute Rodgers could have pulled off what Brady did.
Maybe
People think Brady's arrogant. Aaron Rodgers is 10 times more arrogant than Tom Brady.
Probably.
It alienates his teammates, man. Why do you think the dude only has one Super Bowl ring?
Look, Tom Brady's all about his team. He was that way in New England. He's that way now. He thanks his teammates. They appreciate each other. And people don't like playing with Aaron Rodgers. Plain and simple, he's very arrogant.
Very arrogant.
Plain and simple, that's why he got passed over in the draft and, slid all the way to the Green Bay Packers, which obviously worked out well for him. But a lot of people passed on him because of his arrogance.
Well, you like playing for him when he's winning games. When you're not winning, then it all becomes an issue. But when you're winning games, it's not so big an issue.
He's not winning the big games, the games you need to win. I don't care if you go 9-7, but when you get in the playoffs, you better win.
And by the way,
100%.
And Bob, there could be a ton of quarterback movement this season. Did you guys hear the rumors say that now Russell Wilson wants out? We all know that. We all know Deshaun Watson wants out. I mean, Carson Wentz hasn't landed any place yet.
Bob doesn't know.
Is Bob even there? Did Bob leave?
I can't hear you. It went dead.
Oh no, Bob! I was just saying that there's going to
When
be
the graphics come up, it goes dead.
there's
Yeah,
going to be
Larry's throwing graphics up and the audio goes out. We got to get
Just
that
on
worked
you,
out.
I heard John fine. I heard everything John said, Bob.
all I'm saying,
I'm
Bob.
glad you did.
Listen, there's going to be a lot of movement next year. We got guys like Russell Wilson that are unhappy, et cetera, et cetera. Do you see a lot of these guys changing homes, or is this all just a big smokescreen for now?
Most of it's going to end up being a smokescreen. I really do. I don't think a lot of these guys. We know Wentz is going somewhere. I'm not sure.
Indy
quite where
possibly.
yet, but obviously we know New England needs a quarterback. Indianapolis needs a quarterback. Other than that, everybody pretty much has a quarterback that I think they're willing to stick with. The Niners are willing to stick with their guy, I think. Houston wants to stick with their guy. I don't know if he wants to stick around, but I think other than New England and Indy, those are two teams that have to get a – Dallas, I think, is going to stick with Dak. So I think a lot of this is just smoke, but we'll see. We'll see. Wentz, I think, will end up probably in Indianapolis.
Who cares where Wentz ends up? He's not going to do anything.
Yeah, but you know what? If Wentz gets reunited with Frank Reich over there, you never know. Because, look, Indy needs a quarterback. They've got nobody. Old man Rivers is gone. They need somebody. Wentz is a fairly young quarterback, and he's played in that system. So, look, he needs a fresh start, too. I mean, he was treated a little bit odd last year. Being benched in favor of Jalen Hurts, or even them drafting Hurts in the first place, kind of put the writing on the wall for Carson Wentz.
Well, like I
And
said,
I think New England goes into the draft to get the quarterback.
is all this shifting around just a money grab now because of the big contract Mahomes got?
No,
He took it up to the next
This is
level.
emotions.
Reaction to that, of course.
Think about it.
a lot of this, and a lot
Everybody's unhappy all of a sudden, John.
A lot of this is sheer emotions because, in the third quarter of the NFC Championship game, the rumors were already starting that Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to like this. He wasn't coming back. He played his last snap in Green Bay. We hear this every year. So there are so many emotions that are coming out, so many rumors that are flying out. You really need to wait about a month before you start seeing the chips fall. As we get closer to the draft, you're going to see teams making moves. Right now, I'm going to think it's going to be pretty dormant. The Matthew Stafford deal, that happened, quite quick. But I think everything else is going to happen in about a month. And once the Deshaun Watson domino falls, if it does, then everything else is going to fall into place.
Well, and I think Russell Wilson was a big thing today because I think he put the Seahawks on notice, not for this year, because he'll stick around this year. They already guaranteed his contract. They had too much dead money. But basically, he told Seattle, you got a year to get some better offensive linemen, get some more weapons around me. Otherwise, that's it. I'm gonna pull a Deshaun Watson and get out of town as well.
That's always been Seattle's knock, is they will not pay any offensive linemen. They convert tight ends. They convert, wide receivers, defensive ends, anything but a real offensive lineman. And they really need to work on their. That's one thing Russell Wilson has not had isn't a consistent strength with the offense. Is the offensive line, and that's why you see Wilson running for his life every week. That rollout isn't by design. Now it is because he's always being chased, but it wasn't by design. That's something Wilson had to do to survive. Now it's part of the game plan.
Let's not forget, they traded their center, who was the anchor of that offensive line when they were going on their winning streaks. And right after that, you could see the whole offensive line deteriorate. The Legion of Boom was, getting a little bit older. So at the end of the day, Russell Wilson makes that team go. They got plenty of offensive weapons. They got the guy that can run around. But you're right, he hasn't had an offensive line since they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so he hasn't had one, and that's what he desperately needs. For some reason, Pete Carroll's not going out getting A1 linemen. So, Wilson has to scramble. And he might be, and you can.
He's probably better when he scrambles.
Well, he can do it, but how much longer can he get away? He's getting older.
Right.
How much longer can he get away with it?
That's the point.
Yeah, and look, all these guys are just one hit away from, being injured. So
Yeah,
you just never know.
everybody.
Yeah, look,
Hey, you know what?
look
You
at
know what
Dak
the end of the
Prescott.
Super Bowl means? You know what the end of the Super Bowl means?
What?
Baseball season.
5
the
days
shirt on.
away from pitchers and pitchers and
Baseball
catchers
season.
reporting. Nobody can. Bob, we're still in a football frame of mind. We're still in a football frame
We're
of mind.
switching. It's now
He's
turn the
switching.
page. It is now baseball season, everybody. Yeah.
Larry, is there any way you can just get rid of Bob? Because we're still, like I say, a week away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Bob wants to talk baseball already. Like, can we at least stick with football for this segment? We got an NFL guy on the line.
Until the NFL year ends at the end of the month.
Yeah, Bob. At least give us the whole month to enjoy NFL. Don't start jumping into baseball right away.
Pitchers and catchers report in a couple of weeks. That's all that matters.
All right, Bob.
That was boring.
Yeah, let's get rid of Bob now. Let's
Hey,
get back to football. Hey, let's get our guest on. Let's get Mike Wiley on. He's really here.
Mike
finally.
really loves baseball. I know Mike really likes baseball.
No, he wants to talk about.
wants to talk about football.
The Chargers. That's his team. He doesn't want to be a Raider. He's a former Charger. He bleached Charger blue and gold.
Look at that. Look at Mike
There
Willie.
he goes. There he is. Got a mask on now.
Mike Willie, former
that.
Los Angeles Charger. You played
Look at
for
him
a
rock
few teams,
that.
man.
Look
Welcome.
at him rock that. How you doing, Mike?
Oh no.
Oh no, we lost his mic. Mike, can you hear us, bud?
Oh, we lost his audio.
We lost
there.
Mike's audio.
I hear
Mike,
him.
you there?
Bob can hear him.
I hear him. I hear you, Mike.
We can't hear him.
Hold on. I did that. Hold on.
All right, we're gonna.
I can hear him.
Good. Now he's good.
Mike, you good now, bud?
I'm good. Can you hear
There
me?
we
All
go.
right, yeah, there he
All right,
goes.
all right.
Wow.
You know, doing these things with COVID, having limited people in studio, we go through little technical glitches here and there. So thank you, Larry, for making it all work. Mike, you're looking great, bud. It's great to see you. Welcome to Rich's Sports Corner, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm excited. I'm excited right now.
Mike, want to get your thoughts right off the top on the Super Bowl last week. Were you shocked at how easily Tampa just flicked off Kansas City?
Yeah, actually, no. I actually figured that Brady would do his thing. Brady would come through all the time, especially when he got Gronk over there.
Yeah.
And you can't pass on him and Gronk. That's like Shaq and Kobe. When they playing together, you know they're gonna win championships for sure.
I kept telling John and Bob last week that Gronk was going to be MVP of this game, and he probably should have been. Those two early touchdown catches.
It was,
That was the two winning scorers. The second one was the winning scorer of the game. Gronk should have been MVP.
it was just funny because Tom Brady, he wanted to hit Gronk. He wanted to hit Antonio Brown, and then he wanted to hit his lineman. Did you see his lineman
Yeah.
drop that pass? But, there were certain things that I think Tom Brady really wanted to do, and he was so dialed in on getting these guys touchdowns and catches. Just like Mike said, when you got Tom Brady out there, and I said that last week before the Super Bowl, there's a slim to none chance that you're going to beat him in a big game.
Yeah,
Well,
I like Brady. I'll go with Brady any day when he got a good team that's working together.
yeah, he really controlled everything. Like I said, everybody from the defense, offensive guys were all singing his praises, and that's unusual for Brady. He had a lot of haters, man, out there this year.
But you got to remember, though, the thing about Tom Brady is he's always had a good offensive line around him. He is able to stay upright and get the ball out quick. That's what's preserved his entire career.
Well, kudos to us offensive line in that Super
Absolutely.
Bowl in particular. I'm sure
Right.
everybody's heard about all the little things that Brady did to help keep his team in tune, keep him focused. You got guys crying after winning the AFC or the NFC title game, and Brady's telling them, "Hey man, I wonder what you guys are crying about or whoopla about. This thing ain't over yet. We ain't done nothing yet." And then, late night texts every night, 11 o'clock. Brady's dropping bomb texts on everybody. We're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. Keeping everybody focused, keeping their eyes on the prize. I think that was a big difference in this game, John.
Did you guys happen to see what he did with the Lombardi Trophy today? Anybody catch
On
that?
the boat?
On the
When he
boat.
threw it,
He threw
Yeah,
a
he
long
threw it.
bomb on the boat, baby.
That was a
Baby.
good pass, man. Oh, I can't believe he did that. But was it a couple years ago? Didn't Gronkowski, hit a slider with the thing out of the park and put a dent in it? So
It happens.
those guys are crazy. But I can't believe he was tossing the Lombardi Trophy from boat to boat.
The Lombardi Trophy has now turned into the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it is.
It's making
Pass
the
that thing
tour,
up.
baby.
Pass that.
It's partying.
It's
partying.
Is it going to be called the Brady Trophy pretty soon at this rate?
oh no, he retired soon.
How many more years do you think he has?
I think after this season.
You think so?
Many as he wants.
Yeah,
Listen,
as many as he wants, as many as he wants.
Tom's
Hour.
the next ring that Tom Brady will always tell you that the next ring is the most exciting ring. That's a guy that wants to come back. And look, you're going to get a lot of these guys that are going to go play in Tampa Bay just because, hey, they want to be in Florida and they want to try to win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. So you might see a lot of guys heading that way towards the end of their career. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, John, who's calling for you, man?
So, Mike, let's talk about your Los Angeles Chargers, man. Those guys, they were just a few plays away there from, having a decent record. I think they went on a stretch where they lost like 5 games in a row by like a point or two, something ridiculous. So, Mike, what did they have to do to get over the hump next season?
Just come back that same fight, just do it earlier. Come through earlier and then finish strong. And I think we'll make the playoffs, especially with our young quarterback, rookie of the year. We got to shout him out for that, Herbert. So besides that, if he just come back with a better attitude, and he already looking like a vet on the field, so he's going to come back with a stronger attitude and let his team win the championship, get us to the Super Bowl. So I'm going Chargers. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll get there, especially we got a good defense. We got some players coming back, healthy players that was injured at first, but, I think it's going down this next season.
Well, they lost so many games, in such crazy ways, and they were really close games. So, maybe having a change of scenery at coaching staff, getting a few other pieces in there, because I do think the Chargers are really close. And man, that quarterback is just so good. I mean, what he was able to do, and don't forget, he wasn't supposed to start, and then Tyrod Taylor had his lung punctured on the sideline. So I don't know what happened, but that was probably a blessing in disguise because it put Justin Herbert on the field, and the Charger fans got to see what he's going to do. And I think ticket prices at SoFi went up as soon as he stepped on the field. I'm not kidding you. He's going to be something really fun to watch next season. Very exciting, and you have to have a good quarterback to win.
Is he the next Mahomes already? Mahomes already being replaced?
You know what? There's so many good quarterbacks coming in the game now. You got Justin Herbert. Hey, look, we still get to watch Trevor Lawrence next year to see what he's going to do. We have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. So there's a lot of talent. And don't ever discount a guy like Russell Wilson, who we were speaking about.
Yes.
There's so many talented people in the NFL right now.
Bob, we had somebody text and says, tell Bob it's hockey season. Bob,
Yeah, Bob.
it's hockey season's in the middle of it, and you're touting, baseball's gonna spring training's in like 3 weeks.
But you know what?
Come on, man.
The Ducks and the Kings kind of stink this year.
So
we're
what?
not really-
So what? What about
we're not really
what about
hyped on
Vegas,
hockey
man?
season, but
What about the
Right,
Golden
how
Knights,
baseball-
brother?
Hey,
Guarantee you that.
you know what season it is? It's campaign
Jays.
election season. Did you know
that's
that?
true.
It is.
It's
It
campaign
is.
election
That's very
season
true.
in the city of Compton. Hey,
Yes,
Mike,
it is.
Mr. Mike Willie, the last time we had you on the show, you were kind of talking about your vision. Hey, you were going to go run for mayor. Now it's official. You're on the ballot in the city of Compton. So congratulations to you
Yep.
from
Thank
our
you,
show.
thank
And tell us what this ride has been like for you, man, because I know you're just getting started, and this has got to be exciting. What's it like?
It's been amazing just having this opportunity because it was all a dream until I put in all this work years ago, and it came to that day when it was time to certify me, and I got cleared and I'm certified. So now it's just getting the city to rally behind a native son of Compton, and hey, I'm here to make it happen. So I'm pretty excited too. From NFL to mayor of Compton, that's a big jump, but I just look at politics as a team sport. So when I look at a team, I look at the coaches, offense, defense, holding each other accountable, things like that. So besides that, I'm looking at it to make sure we win the championship, make sure we be the best community, work towards that. Because I know after being in the NFL, seeing how to win a championship and seeing how not to win the championship, I have a very good sight of what we can do as a community and how we can work together and bridging all the gaps so we can, be a great Compton, a better Compton, So it's exciting. It's a lot. It's different, but us ball players, we love a challenge and we can overcome them. So
Wow, Mike, that was so articulate. And look, we all know that any organization, whether it's a sports team, small business, large business, It's really all top down. You have to have a really good team around you, and you have to share the same vision. And I think with politics, you get a lot of people that just aren't on the same page. And look, I know what you're doing out there. It really seems like you're just really uniting this community. Can you talk about some of the things that you've been doing recently out in the streets to help this community come together?
Always been giving out food, always show up there for the veterans, show up for the senior citizens, there for the youth, obviously always into the park and recs, dealing with the football camps and just making sure they have that confidence that, hey, you can make it. And that's why I'm here to tell you, because I've overcame obstacles and made it happen. And you can do the same thing. So I've definitely reached out to the community and been there. And now it's time to be there again and get in office and help restore the city of Compton, because I owe it to the community. I owe it to my uncles, my aunties. I will call the community my uncles and aunties because they helped raise me, and my brothers and sisters in the community. So just knowing that I owe them to come back and give them a platform and give them what I went out the city to see, giving them that backbone so they can make it too. That's what I'm here to do. And shoot, it's no NFL to mayor. Maybe after this, a lot of NFL players will office in their city. It would be a great thing.
That's the next thing that I was going to say is, maybe you can start a movement, because look, I look at this as a complete movement because I see what you're doing out in the streets. I see how passionate you are about this. You can't teach passion. You're doing the right thing. But look, you could be paving the way for a lot of young ladies and gentlemen that might want to get into politics. I mean, and look, ex-NFL guys returning to their cities to make a difference. I mean, Mike, I'm so proud of you, man. I think this is so great. So when's the election?
The election is April 20th, 2021.
Coming up.
Compton, California. April 20th, 2021. Compton elect Mike Willie for mayor. I got that same drive that I got on the field, that same relentless drive that I have, and I'm taking that into this politic world because, with the history just in Compton, our taxes are like this. They're high, the highest around the city. Knowing that, our roads are like this. Knowing that a lot
I
of
lost the
people
hubcap in Compton, Mike. I told you that story.
A lot of people came out of Compton, and we want to bring each other. We want to bring them back. We want to have a hospital in Compton. A 250 plus bed with a trauma center. Something that we can call our Compton hospital, because we actually don't have a hospital anymore. Today, if we check the records, no. But we had 3, and I was born in Compton, and that one was torn down. So we do need a hospital for our senior citizens and our residents, and people that have to go to the trauma centers and stuff like that, so they won't have to be shopped around to different hospitals. But having that, bringing in luxury housing, place for us successful people to come back home to, and having a safe place. And, it's all about the development programs. It's all about being there for the community. And I understand what a team needs to be strong, and it's teamwork. So I'm here to bring my football attributes and, help Compton restart and restore.
Well, it's good.
Good point, Mike. And I want to ask you about this because the best leaders are team builders, right? And so, you've obviously played for a lot of coaches, from Coach Morales to Coach Erickson, on and on, right? All the coaches you played for in your football career. What did you take from all those coaches? What are the things that you learned that's going to help you be a leader and a team builder when you get into office?
I learned just to work with your team, be a team player, do your job. So that's one thing I know, is just to do your job. And then when you do your job, you can look to help the next person, but just work as a team, be as helpful as you can to your teammates, and, make it a good workspace. And I understand that working together achieves goals. And I've seen it. I've seen teams win championships, and I've seen teams go 0-10. And it's obvious what creates that formula. And, teamwork and talent. You got to have talent, but you have to have teamwork.
What's also good is being a homegrown product, coming back, the city intimately, grew up in it, you know where the potholes are, so you can get those little things in the city that need fixed.
Yes, sir.
And having a younger perspective always helps too.
Yes. And I go to these local places, I shop at all the local stores. I am the kid from around the way. I'm the kid that, overcame these obstacles. 1% of us go to the NFL, and I got to be one of that 1%. So I owe it to my community to come back and be that big brother, be that big sister, not big sister, but big brother.
We
Big
got
brother to
it.
the sister.
Yeah, we got it.
So it's all about that, and I owe that with all my heart. I owe that to my community, and I know all the other successful athletes that make it out. I know they wish to know how to help their community. So hopefully I can create this new, you know, notice that we all can run for mayor. Even if you're an athlete, you can use those attributes and cross it over and just learn how to fit it in. But I look at politics as a team sport, and I know us athletes can take it by the hand and really make a difference.
Absolutely. And then being well traveled as well. One of the things people don't realize pro athletes do is they get to go to a lot of different cities, and there's a lot of downtime. So plenty of time to explore, see how things that are done well, things that maybe aren't done quite as well, maybe antiquated. But that's a big advantage too, going all over, traveling, and seeing how different areas, different cultures are living and how they're managing things citywide.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely having that connection to the NFL. That always is a plus too, because the Chargers, they gave the Compton Unified School District 10,000, and I got to hand it to Compton. Just having that bridge from the NFL fraternity to our city is a great thing, because I know, we can do great things and help rebuild Compton and help restore Compton. It's so much history in Compton, and there's just so much we can do in the near future, and stuff that we will do. And that's why I'm running for mayor, because I do have the drive, I do have the love, and shoot, I'm a native son. I'm gonna put in that work and guarantee that I will give the best I got in me. I'm gonna give it all. And you can check my game film and see how I play, knowing that I give my all.
That's an aspect, too, of having football back in L.A., having two teams back here, the Rams and the Chargers. Both teams have done a lot to invest in the local communities. So when you talk about, some people said, we don't need football teams in L.A., but you know what? Part of having hometown football teams is that they will pay $10,000 to the school district. The Rams are giving money, I know, in Inglewood, where they're at, and the Chargers are investing in the community and investing in the kids. And that's a huge part of having football back in this area.
Well, there's so many reasons to have football back. Number one, look at all the people that you're going to employ. Look at all the people you've employed, building the stadium. The area is completely cleaned up. And just like you said, Bob, they are so charitable. Look what the Chargers just did for the Compton Unified School District. So there's a lot of good things that comes from having one NFL team, and we've got two in our own backyard. So this is great stuff. Look, if the Chargers weren't here, Mike, it would have been a lot harder to get a check, right?
Yeah, they would have been in San Diego, but it would have still been the same deal, because they love their alumni. Chargers love Mike Willie. I love the Chargers, so they still would look out. But definitely, it's way easier that they're right here at home. Right here at home with us. So we need that. That's an energizer charge for us. We're going to be charged up. Compton's going to become a safer, a site for the people to come and visit. We want to make this a safe space where people can come, see Compton and, be able to experience Compton on a positive note. So, it's history in the making.
So, Mike, what's the makeup in Compton? Is it Raider fans? Is it Ram fans? Is it Charger fans? What's the makeup there? Because, look, I'm really trying to find the Charger fans out there, because the Charger fans are a little bit displaced. You got guys in San Diego that probably aren't coming up for the games. Are the Chargers kind of building their own new community within Compton and the surrounding cities?
Definitely, we got Charger fans going around Compton. We got all in. It's a multiple different fans. We got different fans. I got Green Bay fans. You got some LA Charger fans. You got Dallas fans everywhere.
Right.
But
with all of our teams leaving us too, let's not forget the Raiders left, the Rams left. So a lot of people they pledge their allegiance other places. So I almost feel like even the Rams, like kids growing up nowadays, they're probably Patriots fans, because that's all they saw on TV were the Patriots winning. So
the Chargers left here too at one time, John.
Yeah, that's right. They're LA Chargers for 1 year, right?
Yeah,
1
but
year.
the Chargers were the ones that started that mass exodus of teams swapping cities. They were just way ahead of their time.
They were here for 1 year.
Just kidding, Mike. Just messing with you, man. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl again. I wanted to talk about Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. I told the guys here last week, Mike, that I'm not sold on Mahomes being the next Joe Montana or the next Tom Brady. I'm never sold on it with these kids nowadays. They don't seem to have the work ethic or the stick-to-itiveness that it takes, or the heart in some cases, to be a champion like that. And I can only go back to guys like Cam Newton, who went to the Super Bowl early in his career, and then he's done. I don't think he'll ever get back to one. I can go on and on. There's a lot of guys. You know, Andrew Luck was supposed to be the next big thing too. After 5 years, he's out of the league. It's very difficult to do what Tom Brady did. And there's a lot of factors surrounding that too, because we all know about the cheating scandals that surrounded Belichick. You know, Brady can do what he can do. He can throw the ball, keep his offense together, keep people motivated. He can lead. But, man, when you have the launch codes to everything the other team's going to do.
And a smaller football.
It makes it, and a smaller football, yeah. It makes it a lot easier to win. So, but after this experience with Tom Brady leading another team to the Super Bowl, even Joe Montana said not to do it, but he did it anyway and succeeded. I just don't think Mahomes is going to be the next Tom Brady. I think Mahomes might get back to a Super Bowl, maybe two, but, I mean, if he does, great, but I'm not sold that it's going to happen.
Well, I think this past Super Bowl was a really big turning point because, like we spoke about, had the Chiefs won, then Mahomes would have had 2 to Brady's 6. Now it's 7-1. So the likelihood of Mahomes catching Brady is probably slim to none. But I do think that Mahomes is special, and I do think he's going to pick up 3 or 4 rings as long as they can keep this nucleus together and the coaching staff together. There's no reason why they can't pick up a few more rings as long as they're together.
I think he's busted. I think this team's done. I agree with you. I think this team's going to – they might try and keep it together one more year, but it's going to have to change because this was supposed to be their second Super Bowl championship, and it's not going to happen. It didn't happen. So I've been here before. I've seen this before.
Chime in, Larry. Chime in.
I think they finish 6-10 next year.
Yeah.
6-10. The Super Bowl.
Larry could say they're going to
They
finish
didn't
6
come
and
off a
10.
Super
I
Bowl
don't know
slump
about
last
that.
year.
That's
They
a
marched
pretty bold
themselves right
statement
back there.
It's different when you lose.
All right.
It is different, and I don't know if Patrick Mahomes will ever be the same again. So there was a big loss for Kansas City. I mean, they were being touted as the next coming of the Jets, you know, the 69 Jets, can't lose, we guarantee a win. They were supposed to win 10 in a row. And I just don't see it. I think a lot of these guys are going to be gone. And I think the surprise of the offense that Reed was running is gone. It's gone now. People have figured it out.
But so much of that offense is Patrick Mahomes on the fly, just like it's Russell Wilson on the fly.
Yeah, and how many
You
Super
can't
Bowls has
coach
Russell
that.
Wilson won? And how many times has he been back since they lost that one with that interception at the end of the game? And where they've been? They've been nowhere. That team's done. Russell Wilson wants out, and that's what I'm talking about. Will he ever win another Super Bowl? Probably unlikely. Maybe unlikely.
I hate to say
That's the difference with Belichick, though. That's why people say, oh, is it Belichick or Brady? But it was both because, look, the Patriots had a perfect season going and then got beat in the Super Bowl by the Giants, right? I mean, Giants had no business winning that Super Bowl. The Patriots slaughtered everybody that year. You would have thought that would have crushed New England, but they came back again. They won Super Bowls since then. So, if you have the right head coach in place, that's what keeps that team together and
Bob,
keeps that thing going forward.
There's
so,
a difference.
Yeah, you got to have the right players in place, but you got to have the right leadership as well.
There's a difference between losing on a fluke play and a difference between getting your behind kicked, besides getting your ass thoroughly kicked, and that's exactly what happened to Kansas City. There was not one moment in that game that I did not think Tampa Bay was not going to win that game. They put their foot on the
dominated
gas, and they never took it off. They never took it off.
I wouldn't say New England lost that game on a fluke play necessarily. Yeah, there was the helmet catch, but a lot of things happened after that.
That was a fluke play. If it wasn't for the helmet catch, Bob, they're going to be undefeated.
That kept it going, and good thing because that was Rodney Harrison on the other end of that.
But
What is David Tyree doing right now? Did he ever?
He went to prison, remember?
No, he was out of the league after that.
Didn't he have that gun? Who's the guy? Yeah, he did. He's the guy
That was Plaxico Burress.
Oh, was that Burris?
That was Plaxico.
Throw them all in there. They all did it. But anywaes.
But okay,
all right.
why
My bad. I stand corrected on
that. You
that.
would have thought the Patriots were crushed by that, but the Patriots came back from that. So why are you counting out the Chiefs? But New England was able
because
to come back.
New England didn't get their ass kicked, Bob. They lost. They barely lost. 17-14, right? 3 points. They were in the game. Anything could have happened. This game was a total thumping. This is worse than Nolan Ryan kicking Robin Ventura's butt on the mound. It's worse than that.
I wouldn't count the Chiefs out
devastated
just yet. I think the Chiefs are going to be just fine. I think the Chiefs are going to be okay.
They're done, Bob. Mark my words.
Well, Larry says they're going 6-10. Now, if they do go 6-10, Mike, that's great news for you because then the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah,
can
Mike,
sneak
what's your
right in there.
opinion? You think it's over for Kansas City now? I mean, and I'm talking about being dominant.
No, they're gonna be back next year.
The Super Bowl again?
Yeah.
All right.
They're pretty good.
I don't disagree with that
We
at
know
all.
for sure that Mahomes gonna have something to prove, and I think he's unstoppable when he's not facing Brady.
I'm thinking Baker Mayfield's probably going to be the class of the AFC next year. Look at the way he's coming on now, maturing great. He's getting players around him. He's getting some help finally. Got a running game. Chubb played the whole season. They went pretty far for a team that sucks.
I think it's Cleveland and Buffalo.
I beg to differ.
That's
All right, that's okay. We can differ.
That's another guy I left off my list, Baker Mayfield.
Baker
He
Mayfield was having a
balling
hell
out.
of a year, man.
He was balling
Finally
out.
got a run because Chubb was hurt last year, before this past season. So it's understandable. No running game. Didn't really have a great selection of wide receivers. Mayfield didn't. But, man, when he finally got some people around him, look what he's doing. That guy makes good decisions pretty much all the time. I'm thinking that you better watch out for Cleveland next year, especially if they get some more help on the offense because they're already flying high now. I just don't see Kansas City getting back.
Yeah, the Browns don't win like that. I don't think the Browns can go to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Something
Well,
about
no, I'm not saying
never
Kansas.
have.
You know, Mike.
They never have.
No, Mike. It's hard to argue that the Chiefs won't get back or can't get back, but I just wouldn't bet that. I would bet Cleveland ahead of Kansas City next year. Cleveland for sure. You know,
I don't
not
know.
New England. You know, nobody else. But I would definitely, if I'm the AFC right now, if I'm going to go to Vegas, I will put my money on Cleveland next year. At least getting to the bowl. Will they win it? I don't know. It depends who they're going to face on the other side.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Buffalo. Buffalo's becoming a place that people want to go. Nobody wanted to go to Western New York. Now they're all ready to go. They got a really good team there. And look, Buffalo's going to be a team that's going to give the AFC fits too. So
They're going to beat Cleveland.
you know, Buffalo. We talked about that. A Buffalo Cleveland AFC champion. You know how many people would be excited by that?
Division.
Oh yeah. But Buffalo's got to clear a path. I mean, who's going to compete in that division? Miami?
Not with Tua.
Yeah.
No, but
So-
Indy's got a chance. Indy gets the right quarterback. Indy's in this thing.
do you think it's going to be Carson Wentz, Bob?
Might be. Hey, Wentz already led a team to the Super Bowl. Now he got hurt and didn't play in the Super Bowl, but he led that team all year long. They got to a Super Bowl.
Ask him about Case Keenum. Just ask him anything about Case Keenum.
Bob, what do you think about Case Keenum?
Come on. Look, Wentz is a lot better than people are giving him credit for.
I
think
agree.
Wentz would be a good thing, and they've already got that. They got that defense in Indy. We know that.
They don't put like crutches on
They do. Hey, Mike, because you played in the NFL, man, do you think a lot of these guys are just letting their emotions get to them right now? Like they all say they want out of their contracts because they had a bad season.
I think they're all vying for attention. Myself.
Or
Go
do you
ahead.
think these guys are really going to be on the move? Like it's really hard for me to see Deshaun Watson anyplace else because I just don't think the Texans are going to want to get rid of him. But there's going to become a stalemate and he might move on. How do you see that situation working out, Mike, since you're a former player?
Everybody just want to win right now. Everybody's urgent to win. Everybody want to win. So, everybody could be in it. We could be in their emotions, but they want to win. So hopefully that Deshaun stay in his place. Stay over there in Houston because that's a great fit for him, and get him some more weapons. And I think they can work something out. But definitely when they're talking about leaving, just like Russell over there, shoot.
A lot of it's emotional.
Because he's trying to win a championship. He's big time.
Right. So but you got to feel bad for a guy like Deshaun Watson. He doesn't have any weapons. I mean, they literally stripped him of all of his weapons. So if I was him, I'd probably want out too.
Yeah, I understand.
So, Mike, what do you
understand.
think? What do you think about Brady? What do you think? He comes back next year. You think he's got a shot at repeating?
Yes.
Probably going to be the favorite in the NFC. Teams are coming after him anyway because people just don't like the guy. But I think his teammates really do love the guy. They like the way they see his work ethic. They see the way that he's all business and kind of taught him that this is the laser focus you must have to win a Super Bowl, at least get to a Super Bowl. And I think they appreciate it for that. That offensive line comes back, if they can build upon that, and that guy gets as much time, Look at George Bland. That guy was 48 and still playing in playoff games. 48, he was quarterbacking. He was coming in there, man. He was great and still kicking. So, and he didn't have half the His workout regimen was strictly like 40 dogs, you know? That was his deal. I mean, and Blandon played till 48, NFL's all-time leading scorer, was a great place kicker. And Brady takes care of himself. I could see the guy playing 3 or 4 more years, John.
Isn't it funny how they show the pictures of Brady like before and after? He's like Benjamin Button. The guy's going backwards. He looks better now than he did when he started.
It's scary, man.
You know, it really is. But look, if he stays upright, he can stand back there until he's 50. I mean, that's it. He can stand back there. He's not really throwing the ball that deep down the field. Most of those things are quick little passes. He gets the ball out in 2.5 seconds. He's untouched. That's a winning formula.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting, man. This quarterbacking carousel, I don't think a whole lot's going to come of it. I don't think any of these guys is going to make a big difference on any other team. I just don't. There's very few guys that can come in and change a program. Tom Brady, probably Aaron Rodgers, although he hasn't done anything at Green Bay.
Deshaun Watson could do it.
Lamar Jackson possibly, but there's only certain teams that fits their mold. A lot of teams are going to have to change. You bring Lamar Jackson in, to a different team like Green Bay, it's going to be a whole different dynamic because that's not what that coach runs. But it's not his deal. If
you put Deshaun Watson anywhere where he has weapons, his ability to run almost makes him like another running back there. So he gives you that dual threat. And look, he threw for over 4,000 yards last year. So he's not just a guy that's going to run. He's a pass-first guy. So I think that's a guy, if he goes to the right situation, that team automatically becomes a contender.
Very few, though. Like I said, very few are going to change the fortunes of any of these teams. And what's going to happen with Roethlisberger? Is that dude going to retire? Or did he already retire? Did I miss something?
I heard he...
I don't know.
Pouncey did.
Yeah, Pouncey did.
The Pouncey twins just retired today.
Yeah, but
that's today. They could be back tomorrow like Gronk. Gronk retired a year ago and a half, and he still came back.
But Pittsburgh might get the whole Watt family out
They probably want to go to Tampa Bay and play with Brady. That's why they're retiring early. They come back. That's a joke, Bob.
Hey, Mike, who is the best quarterback that you ever caught passes from? I don't want to put you on the spot, but who is the best quarterback you ever played with?
I like Brock Osweiler in college. I had, Mike Berkovici's pretty good too, and
Berkovici, Arizona.
Yeah, and Taylor.
Well, he was from we saw him play in high school. Berkovici. He was I think he was in the city section. Up in Taft? Yeah, Taft High School out in the Valley. Yeah, he's something else.
Mike Burko got a spin on his ball. That thing go right in there, right in the money.
Wow.
So, but with him, Taylor, and then obviously go to NFL, Phillip Rivers, you can't, catching a pass from him and Charlie Whitehurst, that's amazing. So.
All right, what about coaches now? Who was your favorite coach?
He already said Frank Mazzotta.
Oh, did you say favorite coach Frank Mazzotta?
Yeah, Frank Mazzotta. Cerrito was the best coach.
Coach Mazzotta, and I got to give it up to Erickson. Then
Dennis Erickson,
like Turner, Norv Turner, man, great coach. He always compared me to Michael Irvin, so he was always.
Is he talking about the off the field Michael Irvin or on the field Michael Irvin?
On the field, Michael Irvin.
Okay, just checking, man. Just checking.
Hey, I love the off the field Michael Irvin.
I do too.
I think Michael Irvin on the NFL Network.
Oh man,
he makes it go. I love his personality.
Michael Irvin is such a big personality, great personality. I mean, he literally killed 50 people and he still got a job. That's a figure of speech. He didn't kill nobody, but I'm just saying. Michael Irvin just gets away with everything.
Because he's so great.
I know. But I love the guy because he's just a guy. He's a regular dude. Michael Irvin does what regular dudes would do if they had millions of dollars and a lot of time. We would all be Michael Irvin at some point. Eventually we'd get it under control, though, but Irvin had a great time.
What's with the guy's name, Irvin? What about your boy Leroy Irvin, man?
I love my boy Leroy Irvin. Matter of fact, we're going to have Leroy on this show,
We have to, man.
Leroy Irvin, ex-Ram, number 47, one of the greatest defensive backs that ever played the game. With the exception of guys like, you can name quite a few.
Yeah, there's
a couple other
no
guys.
offense, Leroy.
Yeah, no, just playing around. No, but Leroy's a great Ram defensive back. He's an all-pro. Great dude. Still is. You want to call him right now?
No, that's all right. We're done doing live calls on the air. We're done doing. Oh, hey, also too.
Yeah, Schottenheimer.
Let's not forget about Coach Marty Schottenheimer, man. What a career he had, huh?
He's such an
get over that hump.
He's a funny dude too. Unbelievable career.
Yep.
Just couldn't get the big one.
Just couldn't get over the hump. But what a career!
Just like this Kansas City team, he couldn't get his Kansas City team over either.
Man, I feel like every week we're putting up someone's dying. Like we're losing.
it's always like that every year. People are dying.
Well, every day people are dying,
Yeah.
but we've just lost.
It's just
Tommy
you happen to
Lasorda,
know
we've
somebody.
lost-
See, you were a kid and all these old timers are dying. You didn't care. Now that you know some of these people, now it changes things a little bit.
Absolutely. Well,
So it is what it is.
I'm glad we're alive. Mike Willie, I'm glad you're alive because
Yeah.
you, my friend, are
You're
going
be
to
on
make
the
a
move.
difference.
He's
And
going to be on the move.
We're going back. We're going straight back to Compton, right, Mike? That's the
Yeah,
motto there?
straight back to Compton,
Not
baby.
straight out, it's straight back to.
We are going straight back to Compton. Hey, Mike, we got to get out of here in a minute, but anything else you'd like to say? What can we do to help support you?
Oh man, I have. Come find me. I'm on Instagram. I have my email. I can post that. I have my website posted soon. But elect Mike Willie for mayor. You know, come support. You know, it's not just the people in Compton that's with this movement, but you know, people that's just friends of helping someone, helping Compton grow and restore. You know, getting us on a good playing field so we can get our kids to college and get our community back on a good page. So I'm Mike Willie, vote me for mayor, and I'm definitely gonna, bring a new style to politics and looking at it like it's an NFL team and working towards that championship. So I'm the guy to make it happen for the team. I'm a team guy. So.
All right, Mike, we're going to follow this all the way through and remind people. A lot of guys from the Compton area watch this program. We're big in the Long Beach area with this program. People remember us from the old days, all the high school guys that are now of your age and a little bit older, guys like Willie McGinnis, Chuck Levy.
Yes.
These are all-time neighborhood greats that went on to the NFL, NBA, did some great stuff. So, you're in that category too, man. You got to the top of the hill with the San Diego Chargers and stuff, and all of us would love to have a cup of coffee somewhere in a pro setting. Bob, you got anything to say? We're on our way out.
No, I just want to say vote for Mike Willie, give him a chance, and I think he's like you said, he's going to do some really good things for that city.
Right on.
Yes.
Hey, Johnny, what do you got?
You guys know how I feel. You can't teach passion. Mike's got it. Mike Willie, Mayor Compton, April 20th. Mike's doing so many great things. Thank you, Mike, for joining us. But I really appreciate it.
Like to
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, man.
Appreciate you guys.
My parting shot is everybody have a good week, have a good weekend. Glad you joined us here this Friday night. We're on a ton of platforms right now. I don't even know what they all are. If you see us on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe to our channel. We're going to try to build this thing up and keep this thing moving. On behalf of John Conti, Bob Gibson, Mike Willie, our guest, and our producer, Larry Savala, I'm Richard Estrella saying so long from your friends here at the Sports Corner. We'll see y'all live next week. Take phone calls next week, so you better be ready. Bring your best trash talk. Everybody always does, John.
They do.
They do.
Lighthouse Sesco Studios, baby.
That's right. Good night, everybody.